So today I will be going over the Katarina versus Zed matchup, and this matchup is pretty much on the aggressive side. As you see, I'm starting longsword, and my runes also reflect that playstyle. You can see that I have a lot of AD. I'm running 80 marks and magic pen, quints, and glyphs. That's 14 magic pen, I think, together with scaling health shields. So how you want to play this matchup is pretty aggressive in the early game. Zed and Katarina pretty much have the same amount of pokey damage at level 1, so you just want to get some good trades in at level 1, avoid his Q and Q him in return. You gotta be a bit careful because his range is a bit higher, but if you dodge it, then he will not be able to do the same, as your Q is not a skill shot. Right, at level 2, he is not very strong. He can have Q and W for poke, or Q and E for maximum damage. But all in all, your Shampo resets and your passive will deal a lot more damage to him in the end. So as you see, at level 1, I'm just trying to poke him with Q, trying to poke with bounces so I don't have to get too close. Right now I'm trying to counter push a little bit, so he just hit level 2 and I didn't want to lag behind him too much. Alright, so we're playing in a custom game, by the way, because it was just a little bit hard to get this perfect Katarina versus Zed game where I win the lane and actually apply all the things that I'm talking about. So I just got a Diamond 1 mid lane main of my friend list, and we decided to play these matches in a custom game. Okay. So it's level 2, but he's staying out of Shampo range. Yeah, he's playing it right. If he was to walk up to me right here, in Shampo range and in Q range, I would just Q E auto attack him for an instant Thunderlords proc, and the first reaction that would have would be to turn on me and maybe Q E auto attack me as well to proc his Thunderlords. But after that, all he has left is auto attacks, and I have my dagger, so he has to get away. Has to run away, or he will get hit by my passive and then with another auto reset. But aside from that, Zed has Q and W right now, so he has even less trading damage to offer. All he can do is poke with Q, so he absolutely wants to avoid me all-inning him right now. Yeah, okay, so both are level 3. His base rotation is a lot weaker than my base rotation, so I can go for risky poke right here. Try to avoid his Q with my E right there. I got hit, but I dodged the follow-up damage and the Thunderlords. Always important to keep track of how many hits your enemy got onto you, so you don't get Thunderlords procced on you without proccing it yourself. Trading Thunderlords is always nice, so you know when his Thunderlords is back up by watching your own cooldown. Yeah. That's a bit risky, that kind of poke. I really want to just make him use his potions because I started refillable. So I probably wouldn't do that in a normal game, like in a ranked game, unless I knew where the enemy jungler was. Right, so we're hitting level 4. Keep playing a bit aggressive. I don't really need to hit everything onto him because most of his damage I can just dodge with Shampo, so I can just make sure I get like 1 Q on him at least, and then dodge his damage with E. Right now I could Shampo onto him and W and auto attack, but I just want to take the best trades that I can, so I won't do it when my EQ is down. Right here I wanted to EW onto him. That was a good situation. If he had stood a little bit closer, I would have done it. Okay, so I'll go for the poke, auto attack, E auto attack. He's gonna flash, I flash his flash, and now I have a summoner advantage. So I back off. 850 gold would be enough for 2 amp tomes, or what I'm doing right now is double cloth armor. This is a strategy that we developed in these Katarina versus Zed 1v1s, because what Zed usually does is he rushes a Hexdrinker against Katarina, and Hexdrinker gives insane dueling potential to Zed, and he will almost always be able to 1v1 beat you at level 6 if he has Hexdrinker, and you're going like just for Gunblade. So what I want to do is counter this by going for this defensive build myself. if I recall correctly, then in this game Zed will not have enough money to buy Hexdrinker, and he will go Dirk. And you will see that Dirk is not the way to go for Zed vs Katarina. So whenever you play against a Zed and he doesn't have the money to buy Hexdrinker, then you should automatically win the lane, win the matchup. So he has a sustain advantage again. I failed my E-dodge, but he fails his Q, so we're good. Right, and now we'll keep playing aggressive. Yeah, I could have jumped on him right there. Gotta give him an E-auto attack and just walk into the dagger. He can run after me because the passive would have hit him. And I would have gotten the Shanpa reset to jump back out. Okay. Yeah, just try and go for it. If he uses Q, then why not? Yeah. Okay, so notice how easily I clean him up. I don't really need my W even. I wasted my W before. Right here, I think. EW. There it is. Okay, so I have no W, but I really don't need it. I just need Q, E auto attack. The Thunderlord's proc is already enough to almost kill him. And then I just auto attack him. I have my ignite. I will have my Shanpa reset very soon. So there's absolutely no way that he can get out of that one, especially when I have minions to jump back out. So when Zed doesn't have enough money to buy a Hexdrinker, or maybe he just has enough to get like a longsword and another magic mantle, then definitely the best strategy that you can have against Zed is to just all in him. Just be ultra aggressive and just all in him, because he can do very, very little against you with no ult, especially because you're able to dodge like most of his damage if you predict it right. Alright, I go back and get Arm Guard and 2 longswords. As we all know, Katarina has decent base damage, so getting some defensive stats in the early game is absolutely acceptable, as you will still dish out a lot of damage. Alright, so now I have a clear item advantage, and we're both level 6, so there's outplay potential on both sides, but there's still kinda no way that I will be losing this matchup, even if he outplays me like really well, just because I'll straight up do that much more damage. But we'll see. Right, so he just walks into Shanpa range. I Shanpa onto him. I think I hit the minion actually, and WQ. He will ult to avoid one dagger spin, but I get the Shanpa reset, so I auto attack. E auto attack him for the quick Thunderlord's auto attack reset, and I walk back into my dagger. This auto attack reset is absolutely crucial. If you want to combo in a way that will 100% to 0% your enemy mid laner, you need to abuse the Shanpa resets, especially when you have 80 in your runes and 2 longswords, because your auto attacks are so important. Okay, so he gladly walks back into the dagger. I can just ult and finish him off with E. Ideally, I would have E'd a little bit sooner to kill him with E-auto attack, or even sooner to kill him with auto attack, E-auto attack. Even better would have been to first auto attack, E-auto attack, and ult right after, or just auto attack E and ult right after. Okay, so yeah, Katarina just wins this matchup by default when Zed doesn't have Hexdrinker. If Zed builds Hexdrinker, then what you want to do is kind of play defensively. Don't go for the 1v1 when both are full HP and have ult up. Just kind of try and poke him out of lane. If you get poked and if you're like at 60% or 50% HP and you think he has ignite up, it's best to back. Gladly, what you do not have to worry about when playing against that is exhaust, as just about every Zed will want to have ignite to use it in his late game combo to kill squishies. If he's not ahead, then he will not be able to get kills with exhaust, I'm pretty sure. So that's not a thing you have to worry about. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I think this sums up the matchup pretty well. Video is probably a bit shorter than usual, but there's really not that much that has to be said about that. Yeah, just play aggressive in the early game, especially levels 2 and level 3. Before Hexdrinker, whenever he walks into Shanpa range and doesn't stand in like 10 minions, you can always go for a Shanpa W, Q all in. try to poke him a little bit. If he just W's away, then just use your refunded jumper to juke back out, maybe dodge his Q, and yeah, that's basically how you can play the matchup.